Hello, everybody. I realized I was still listening to music. Hopefully, we don't get the DMCA. Today is September 12th, 2021, and you are loved, and you are watching Rime of the Frostmaiden Part 32, 33, one of those. It's a big number, and you want to know what the name of today's episode is? Rime of the Frostmaiden. That's right. You are correct. The title is not a weird, lengthy boy for no reason. You are here on purpose, and that is incredible. Hey, guess what? We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. You can also catch up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point at our YouTube, youtube.com/Indoor Adventures, as well as anywhere audio casts are made available for free under, you guessed it, Indoor Adventures. But if you already, and speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to our Patreon at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on that Patreon, and we will do our best to respond in kind. The easiest way to ask us those questions, of course, is to join us on Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side over here, or if you're watching it live, I guess on my mod view, it's over there. One of the sides, the link to the Discord's there. Or, hey, if you're watching this as a audio cast, it's in the description down below. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and most importantly, I don't know where mine is within, wait, yes I do, grabbing reach, we got face masks. We have Tia masks. That's right, a face mask with the symbol of Tiamat done upon it, designed by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, where all of the proceeds from those face masks end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders in the ongoing quest to figure out the shit that's happening outside right now. So if you want to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to Indoor Adventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, Satan, who you playing today?
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, and tonight I will be playing Kuori, our Goliath fighter. She is an Eldritch Knight, and we both go by she/they pronouns.
Oh, hi everybody. It's me, LizMac, and tonight, just like every Sunday, I will be playing our Sweet Bean Rock Gnome cleric, Lydia. We both use she/her pronouns.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be playing as Hart, the Wood Elf Druid. We both use he, him.
And I'm Tyler. I'll be sticking around for a little bit longer. I'll be playing Troll Stagger, the Wood Elf Druid, also he, him.
And I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener, she, her. I'm the Dungeon Master for tonight. Let's get right back into it. If you guys remember correctly, last time we played, you were just finishing up a big old slap-bang fight with Ariel, the Frostmaiden herself. You had fought her through each one of her 3 tiers of battle. The owl goat, which I believe is colloquially referred to as the crone. The icicle woman, which is the maiden, and then crone maiden.
It was just a star.
It's spooky.
The little star.
Well, the third one was like a stone, like ice chunk.
The prism.
Star. Yeah, prism type thing. I'm trying to remember what it's colloquially referred to. It's like it's the thing that comes in 3s. You know, like the crone, the maiden, and I forget what the third
mother.
The Holy Spirit.
It's maybe the mother, the crow, the maiden, and the mother.
Yeah. But like that's what they're trying to like invoke when they have forms for Oriel. Regardless, when we last left off, Lydia fucking shot her with her gun, and kaboom, she shattered. And then we saw things from Hart's perspective for a little bit, but we didn't see things from everybody else's perspective. So kaboom, it shatters with this like resounding crash, and suddenly the whole room is bathed in this blue light, as there is just this floating orb of white, just giving off this blue glow. And there, like, everything kind of gets quiet, and those shattered, like, detritus coming off of the prism just freezes in midair, and Burning Star begins to advance on the light, just walks right past everyone, and he reaches out and, like, with a very authoritative grasp, just takes that light in his hand, and, like, that blue light suddenly dims and becomes a whole lot darker, and you can just barely see the light, like, seeping through the cracks in his fingers. And he takes that light in his fist, and then he brings it to his chest, and then he holds it right here for a moment. And then there's an explosion as the light bursts out of his hand and flies directly through the ceiling, leaving a hole behind. And then, like, from outside, we see the light go up, up, up several hundred feet, disturbing a rock in its nest. And then it blasts off towards the north and a little bit to the east. Burning Star falls to the ground.
Corey's gonna run to Burning Star. Try to. Are they breathing? Are they?
Yes.
Okay.
Just seems to be unconscious, but that that silhouette, that, like, the silhouette of Hart that Burning Star is, and that, like, meteor eye are beginning to steadily fade. And in your arms is your old friend Hart once more.
He's sleepy though.
There's a happy smile on Kuori's face, but there's a few tears in her eyes as she sees Hart. And she's gonna be like, "Hello, friend."
I think that Lydia will, like, see, like,
She's
I just
carrying him
imagine
like a baby.
I could just imagine, like, Lydia being able to see Burning Star / Hart's, like, head and antlers sticking out from where Kuori is, like, kneeling. And I'm just incredulous. Lydia's looking at her gun and at her weasel, hands the gun back to the weasel and runs over to Hart.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, I was just going to say she's just going to be sitting there with Hart. Would I be able to tell if he's just tired or, like, unconscious and needs to be brought up?
I would say he could be easily roused.
Okay, so he doesn't
But
need...
he's been through a lot.
Corey just pats his cheek.
He's
Yeah,
shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, don't let Troll Stagger get to him yet.
Yeah.
For Troll Stagger, I imagine, so at the end of the fight, like, there was like a big fog cloud around Oral's last stage too, and, like, as she shatters and explodes and the fog dissipates, and Burning Star explodes again, so, like, the battlefield finally quiets down and Stag is there riding on his wildfire spirit, right?
That's right, he was riding it.
Yes, I was riding my wildfire spirit.
Oh my god.
So I don't know if you had an idea for with Oral being taken down. I know Burning Star's work may be done here, but my wildfire spirit's work may be done here as well. So stop me if I get off base, but the way his wildfire spirit looked, it was, stone point, right? But, like, the flesh kind of burned off and, like, kind of falling off the bone itself. And as, like, the explosion from Burning Star quiets down, and the mist dissipates, the spirit flames up real quick, and then coalesces back into a visage similar to Stone Point, but not quite. Like a deer that is like what Stone Point looks like, but not exactly the same. But Trollstagger doesn't spend a lot of time worrying about this as he rushes over to his brother.
I think he's okay. He just needs to rest. He's been through a lot.
He's just having a big heckin' sleepy right now. Like, peaceful face, couldn't hurt a fly.
Stag's just reaching out, like, he wants to shake him awake.
Stag.
Let your brother sleep just for a little bit, okay? You should probably get out of here sooner rather than later. And like Lydia digs through her like backpack for like a nice blanket, and like it's not big enough to wrap around Hart, so she just like uses it as like a little pillow plus scarf for Hart. Like one of those airport travel pillows. Yeah. I'm just gonna take a quick look around the room, see if there's anything shiny and nice before we leave Oral's chambers.
Get started on that. Oh, God damn, I have to look and see if there's any treasure.
Or dangerous, as in a rock that might be flying overhead.
You specifically said last time that you're surprised we didn't look for treasure, so I'm like, haha.
I'm looking for treasure.
This time.
You know what? You right. Hold on. You're in G.
I'm not going to say that I've looked into the book, but I'm pretty sure all the treasure, like Oral doesn't keep any treasure, but the rock does. Like a bountiful hoard.
Speaking of which, whilst you start looking around for treasure, you begin to, you notice that there is a nest that is, like, you'll remember that this room is the bedroom of a giant queen. And it's all kind of in disarray. It's dilapidated and sort of repurposed for Oral's sort of feral domicile. There's a nest that's been built up on the bed, and then everything else is just kind of like all these different little trinkets and furnishings made out of ice. You start to pick through her belongings when suddenly there is a roar that shakes the building to its foundations. Literally, it sets all of these ice sculptures and mobiles chittering and chiming. And when you peek out the window, which is one of the eyes of the skull that the fortress is, you can see that there is quite an enormous yeti that is making its way up the stairs. And peering a little bit down past it, you can also see Valyn Harpel and her menagerie of kobolds making her way down to the docks.
I think we got what we came for. We should probably get out of here.
Yes.
So Tenderheart can rest.
Yeah.
Right.
Kuori, do you want to carry him? I'll walk.
Yes. I mean, I could probably carry both of you. I'm pretty
That's
strong.
true. I'm very little.
Yes, you are. You're like a bunch of grapes.
Whatever gets us out of here the fastest, I think.
Okay, let's go. She just picks up Lydia, puts her on her back, has like Hart in her arms, and it's just. Do you run fast, Stag?
Of course.
Okay. Kuori just starts running like the big like
I will say that your, like, the way that you came in is now blocked by the abominable yeti. So in order to get out, you're gonna have to find another way.
I look for a secret back door, if you know what I mean.
There is a set of stairs heading up that Oral had come down from.
to the stairs.
I feel like that leads to the rock.
Oh God.
Yeah, wait, how did
I guess pick your poison.
Kuori, you're literally the driver.
Oh God. Oh shit.
I like it at this point. I
There are
think-
windows.
Sure. Yeah, there's 2 very large windows. They're shaped like eyes.
How far up are we?
Quite a distance.
I can fly, but I can't carry very much. I am not strong.
No, calm down.
Hold
Let me
on,
check something.
I'm looking at my spell list.
You are in the peak of the mountain that makes up this island. Like,
We up big.
All right.
One second.
If-
One second. One
you just
second.
gotta-
I got an idea, guys.
You just got to know if you can survive 20d6. If you can do that, it doesn't matter.
No, look. Blah blah. Let's see. If I use levitate, can I push myself off the window towards the ground?
Read me the rules of levitate.
Yes. One creature or object of your choice that you can see within range rises vertically up to 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration. The spell can levitate a target that weighs up to 500 pounds. An unwilling creature that succeeds the Constitution saving throw is unaffected. The target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach, such as a wall or a ceiling, which allows it to move as if it were climbing. You can change the target's altitude up to 20 feet in either direction on your turn. If you are the target, you can move up or down as part of your move. Otherwise, you can use your action to move the target, which must remain within the spell's range.
Okay, so it's basically a very, very slow fly.
Yes.
How long does it last?
It lasts 10 minutes.
20 feet per round for 10 minutes. How far, math people, how far can you travel using levitate?
How fast can you
So
fall?
if it
20
is 20 feet per round, which means 20 feet per 6 seconds, you could move upwards of
1,200 feet in a minute.
Yeah.
So that's 120,000
Yeah.
feet, which, if you divide that by 5,280, is just over 2 miles.
In 2 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
In 10 minutes. 2 miles
That's-
in 10 minutes. That's pretty darn good time.
You're moving at
That's-
20 feet per 6 seconds. Like it's
Yeah.
like in D&D terms, yeah, that's kind of slow. But like otherwise you'd be able to move like 60 feet a second or
Well,
60
like-
feet every
Yeah.
6 seconds. Like
You're moving like, 5 miles per hour or something like that.
This isn't what I was expecting, but if it works, it works.
I can also fly.
This can do up to
So-
500 pounds. So if I'm levitating and you guys are on me, you're fine.
Confused flipping of pages.
I will always find a way.
How tall is this damn mountain? It doesn't say.
Efton TV,
I mean-
thank you so much for the follow and also the
Yo.
sub.
Welcome to the math channel.
Welcome to math.
Honestly,
No, my
I'm,
worst nightmare.
honestly, I'm bewildered. And
If a Goliath is traveling at 20 feet per second
you've
on
Carrying
a
three
downward
party
angle,
members.
carrying 3 party
Yeah,
members, and there's an
defeated me
abominable
with
smoke
my-
way I'm climbing at
my
60
one
feet per
enemy.
minute.
Story math problems. Simple enough for high
Valin
schoolers.
Harpel
Okay.
is trying to get to Neverwinter.
At what point do they intersect and beat her ass?
Okay. So your plan is to levitate yourself, carry everyone,
Yes.
and go where?
Down.
Down.
Through the window.
Out the window and
Through the window,
Be-
near the wall.
Yeah.
behind where the abominable Yeti is coming from, so that we're pulling a crazy Ivan on him.
All right. Okay.
I get that reference.
You can wait until the Yeti enters the fortress and then try and sneak out the window.
Other
Essentially,
option.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
stealth checking this.
Other option, you just levitate the Yeti, like pop him up, and then we run underneath him.
Yeah, but there's a save. So if he
Oh, yeah, that's true.
succeeds-
Yeah.
And I only have this one. This is from my spell book.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're gonna wait for the Yeti to enter the fortress, and then I'm gonna cast Levitate on myself, carry all my party members as I push myself downwards up to 2 miles.
Wow, this sounds exactly as insane as it is, isn't it?
Brilliant. The picture of all of us holding on to Kuori.
Roll
Did
me
we-
a
did we solve your puzzle, babe?
check. You've solved my math Yeti puzzle. Well, I
Would
don't
you-
know. Let's find out. Let's see how
find
you
out.
roll. Let's find
Would you like a
out.
collective
Look,
stealth check?
what's the
or-
worst that's gonna happen?
I
I
tap
feel like
Kuori's
this is
head
a
with a
Kuori
guidance
stealth
as
check.
well. You have guidance. So.
I have guidance.
Add a D4.
Wait,
Which one of you
wait.
motherfuckers has passed without a trace?
I don't, but I have enhance ability,
Ah.
so I can give you advantage on dexterity checks.
Yeah, that would be a flat roll because I have disadvantage. So, which is good because my second roll was a 10, but my first roll was a 15.
There you go. Cats.
Plus your D4
Great.
as well.
Plus a D4. I only have my tiny D4, I think. Where's my D4? Oh no, here we go. 2, so that's 15, 16, 17 plus 1 from my bonuses, so 18. I can't hear you.
Let me just roll something real quick.
Don't worry about the DM rolling behind the screen. It's nothing to worry about.
This is when we TPK. We just fucking fall off a mountain.
Hey, we just killed God. What's
It's
the
fine.
Let me paint a scene for you.
Yes.
A abominable yeti is bearing its way up these giant-sized stairs. It's taking these steps like 2 at a time. This yeti is so large. It doesn't even stop. It just completely barrels up the stairs and then like does a pencil kick and just busts open the door and lands on the inside of the fortress. We like as an audience, we see him like looking around the fortress and giving like a sniff of the air as he appears to be tracking you by smell. He comes to the first door in the hallway and like gingerly with his little yeti talons like pushes the door open and beyond is an elderly frost giant who stands up from his chair and yells, "Finally a good death!" And the two of them rush at each other. Meanwhile, outside, Kuori is gently levitating down from the eye socket of the skull of this fortress and has landed on the first step. You hear the sound of combat from within.
That's not my problem anymore, so let's keep going. She's just gonna make her way to where she saw Evelyn leaving.
You creep away.
Creep away. Oh, yes.
Run, dun, 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 dun. Now you've solved my math yeti puzzle.
I'm very proud of all of you.
Thank you.
I feel like also I feel like my math was a little incomplete, but you know what? We did it.
It's fine.
I honestly
did
don't
it.
care.
I'm just very proud of myself that I came up with that.
It was enough for you to be able to get down from the eye socket. So that's all that really matters. Okay. So you pick your way down the mountain. You have to basically hop down all of these stairs, and like this road that leads up to the fortress is paved all the way down to the docks. You make your way there, and find that Valin is gone. There are tracks leading to the docks, and there is no sign of her.
She took our whale.
Well, how are we supposed to get off this place then? Or where were you guys going after this?
Well, was it the whale whose name I forgot?
Angajuk.
Kinkajuk. Wasn't Kinkajuk waiting for us to send them a message to come back?
She probably told them we all died. Because otherwise,
Lydia,
I think
send them a message.
he would have waited.
I will. I cannot.
I can.
I cannot.
I have one sending spell in my in my spell book.
Kuori, as you go to
Turn that
reach for
whale
your spell
around.
book, a shadow falls over you.
Turn around.
There is the sound of a heavy body hitting the dock, and the whip of wind as these enormous wings blow frigid air into your face, and settling and balancing on the dock is this gargantuan eagle, glaring down at you.
Please tell me it's Avarice again. She says out loud.
The eagle settles its feathers and fixes you with one eye, and then the other.
Are you friendly? Can I do... Ooh, my animal handling is not great.
Speak with animals.
Yes, please.
This is not an animal.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
I won't do that
hello.
then.
How can I help you?
How can you help us?
Can you help us? That'd be great.
Someone stole our cab.
This rock lowers its large head and peers directly in your eyes, Kuori.
Oh. My eyes.
Your ice eyes. And you can see that it has that same, like, milky whiteness of its eye with the frost kind of spider webbing over it. And it just blinks at you and then lowers its head and offers its back to you.
I'm going to pet their heads first.
As you do so, the name Iskra burns itself into your mind.
Danae, did you just give me a rock?
Yes.
Because I'd be really... I'm so happy!
Jen would be proud of the pet you have acquired.
So happy! You can't take this bird from me, Danae!
The polar
Please.
opposites of the fact that Kuori now has a rock and Lydia got a weasel.
Hart got a brother, and that's what really counts.
My weasel knows how to handle my gun, though.
Yeah,
so...
that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you kind of
true.
came out on top.
Kuori would say, hello, Iskra, and kind of pet their heads before helping people on and getting on themselves.
As you, like, hop up onto its back, you can see that there is actually something of like a harness or saddle kind of attached to it. It's not necessarily something you can sit down on. It's kind of got like a place for you to put your feet and a place for you to hold on.
Okay. It's like standing while riding a bike, kind of.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Or kind of like I don't know, like as soon as she starts flying, you'll be like horizontal, so it's more like paragliding.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I will get everyone on this weird saddle thing, and then ask Iskra to take us back to, if she can, to the, I guess, should we say the Sea of Moving Ice?
Or just like the mainland and not
the mainland.
the place where, you know, the ghosts try to drag me under the water for a watery burial for all eternity.
She fixes you with that milky ice blue eye, and you feel understood.
I feel understood.
I feel seen.
I feel seen and appreciated. Okay.
Yeah, if we just find a place to rest for a moment, I can make our little hut, and then we can wait for Hart to get a little bit of sleep and wake up, and then Stag, if you need us to drop you somewhere, I'm sure you'd rather wait for Hart to wake up.
Yes.
But
Yes, absolutely.
so I think rest is the number one priority right now. So just somewhere safe to rest, at least for now.
Yes.
All right. You all like hop onto the back and kind of like arrange yourselves on this harness. It's made large enough for the creature that Oriole was, like the owl thing. So honestly, it's like it's just a hair too big for Kuori, which makes it big enough for everybody else to kind of like hang on to the sides of it.
I feel small. I do not like this.
The wings come out, which span 200 feet, and it lifts off, and like you really have to hold on because like the first like beat down, and it's just up in the air, and like the ascent is quite harrowing, but it comes to a point where it breaks through the clouds, and then catches a thermal and then just locks its wings out, and it gets actually very smooth as you travel across, like basically like it feels like you're just kind of skimming the top of the clouds like it's a fluffy serene lake. And up here you can see everything. Nothing below, but everything above. Just this ribbon of stars that like basically leads your way back to the mainland. And looking off to the north and a little bit to the east, there is this bright blue star that definitely did not belong there before.
Just as a note, does that star appear to be giving off a lot more light than normal, or is it far enough and dim enough that it does not affect
That
the current
star's
light?
not supposed to be there. Like it's brighter than all the other stars in the sky, and for that matter, there is this ribbon of color kind of streaming away from it, very much like the aurora, the Rime of the Frostmaiden from before.
Does it look similar to the little star that Aurel turned into?
Yeah,
at the
very
end?
similar.
Mhm.
Yeah, when you were closer to it, it gave off more of like a white light, but from a distance, it looks very blue.
Is this something in our space, or is it like just in the night sky?
I would say it's in the night sky, but it lays lower.
But
Like
it's not something you can like, hey, I'm just gonna grab it.
no.
Okay.
It looks like it's very far away from you, but it does hang lower in the sky than most of the stars do. It's essentially it's bright enough to be another celestial body, like another moon.
I see you. Oh, I see you.
The rock seems drawn to the star and kind of automatically starts heading in that direction. If you
How do I drive this thing? Shit.
if you attempt to get it to land, go ahead and roll me an animal handling check. Either that or persuasion, whichever you feel is appropriate.
I feel like persuasion because you said it wasn't an animal and she doesn't want to.
I'm up for either.
Okay.
Yes, it's not an animal, but like I feel like animal handling is a skill that is applicable to trying to get a mount to land.
Sorry, I'm trying to do math. 11 plus 2 is 13, plus 1 is 14.
It's not bad. All right. You tell the rock to land.
Mm-hmm.
And it like seems like almost like it's in a trance, heading towards this star. And then like you literally like grab a fistful of feathers and yank its head to get its attention. And it fixes you with that eye again. And like you tell it to land, and it's like, okay. Like you can feel it like begin to dip and head towards the ground.
Okay.
We will be beginning our descent. Be making our landing in about 20 minutes.
We will be beginning our descent into the mainland now. It is a cold day, and it's about a negative 33 degrees here in the sunny Neverwinter.
You descend. You dip below the clouds, and you can see the vast white expanse that makes up Icewind Dale. To the south, you can see the lights just sort of scattered across the land, denoting where all the different towns are. And you can even see from a distance, like a giant making its way across the landscape and herding its mammoths.
Okay. That's dope. Do I see Villain Harpel? So I'm about to drop kick that bitch.
It's
Just drop from the rock at a certain like
Have
height.
the rock just snatch her, take her up, and then
Yeah.
He has our cobalt.
you put your head on a swivel and
This
look
is
around
fun.
for any sort of travelers.
Mhm.
You do not see any sign of Villain Harpel.
Would it be safe to assume that we got there faster than her?
Probably.
Okay.
But honestly, you have no idea where she took Angajuk. She could honestly be
Okay.
anywhere on the coast.
Okay, yeah. So it's not like she had to return exactly where you left off. Okay. Yeah, no, she will just tell Iskra to land. And once they do, Corey's gonna ask, are you going to be staying with us? To Iskra.
Iskra kind of looks at you and then looks over at the star again, and you can see that she's restless.
Go where you belong. Thank you.
She looks at you for a moment, and then she like sort of moves in a way that makes you feel like she's about to take off again, because she sort of raises her wings, and instead she like uses her wings to sort of scoop you towards her, and she like reaches out and like literally grabs everyone in the party and like scoops all of you underneath her, and then she sort of crouches and creates shelter for you.
Oh my god.
bird hug.
I've watched chickens do this with their chicks. Right.
Don't worry about that. It's fine. Also very adorable.
Birds.
Bird.
Corey's just gonna hug Iskra from like the little belly. Thank you.
Very.
We are
fleecy.
friends now. Just pet her.
A deep sort of rattling chirr in a bird-like fashion.
Yeah. I think we can rest here. I think we'll be safe.
Under the bird.
What happens when you guys take your long rest tonight?
I think that Lydia will probably like, because I imagine there's not a ton of space under the bird. Lydia normally sort of cuddles up in a big cuddle pile with everyone. I think that she'll just sort of place Hart's head in her lap and like fall asleep to the side. Just sort of like very gently patting Hart's head while he's still snoozing, and just drift off. And finally, like a big weight of seeing Hart in person again and knowing that he's there, and he's like, it wasn't a case of him not ever coming back and just having Burning Star forever. Lydia sleeps a lot better than she has in a long time.
Speaking of Hart,
That's me.
Hart, you're asleep again.
Yeah, but this time it's because I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference.
It's true. You have an old school style dream. You don't feel trapped here. You don't feel like you couldn't leave if you didn't want to. Though no one would blame you for being uncomfortable here. You are in a cave made of ice. And what you see in front of you is what happens when a stalactite on the ceiling and a stalagmite meet in the middle and create a pillar. However, this ice formation appears to be hollow and filled with some sort of liquid. And there is a thrum that kind of like moves through the cave, like an energy that you can literally feel just traveling through the tunnels. And as it washes past you and into the pillar, a crack appears across it, and it springs a leak. And this liquid begins to trickle out of it, out of the crack in the side. And as it does so, like, the liquid is very dark, but when it catches the light, you can see that it is blood red. And that's when you wake up.
And I feel like he awakes with a little bit of a start. And then, like, eyes adjusting. Last he remembers, he was underground, more specifically underwater, and not underneath a giant bird. So I feel like he wakes with a start and then just, like he's just like eyes wide, just like kind of stammering, like doesn't know where he is, but sees Lydia, sees Kuori, sees Stag. And I feel like if everyone is still asleep, he'll try and like gingerly get himself up and go over to where Stag is.
Stag is pretty zonked because, as it turns out, he hasn't had a rest since I think the Shardlin dragon fight.
Buddy.
So he is quite zonked out.
I think that even though Hart is rested, he like if Stag is like sleeping on his side, like kind of curled up, Hart will just like bring out his Ak Ink blanket that he got when he first went to 10 Towns, and like buddy up next to Stag, like when they were kids, and then just like pull the blanket over, and he's just gonna be like, he would be warm next to his brother normally, but like I imagine that Stag is always just like running hot.
Oh, just generating so much heat.
Just fucking like melting everything around. Like this bird is doing the like chicken hold, and you are our heat source. Like everyone.
Yeah, it's actually like warm inside.
Yeah. A little muggy for like no apparent reason. But yeah, I think that
it smells like a crisp campfire.
Yeah, I think Hart will go next to Stag and just like be close to his family.
Okay. I'd like both of you to give me wisdom saves.
Oh, a save. That's good.
That's probably fine. Is this against being charmed?
Nah.
It's a 16 for me.
23 for me.
Nice. Druids. And together we're druid brothers.
Druid brothers. We're like SWAT cats, but not at all.
Yeah, just
All
so
right.
close.
I want to say that the two of you enter each other's dream.
Whose dream? His weird one with the bleeding icicles, or whatever I'm dreaming about?
Well, he rolled higher, so I think that he enters into your dream.
All right.
What you dreaming about, broski?
Stag's probably dreaming about being back in the forest, and I think his spirit is trying to push him in a direction. So like this really burned out forest, like the stumps, the charred up stumps sticking from the ground, like kind of a barren landscape. But as you see him walking around, he kneels down and gently holds on to the new growth of some bushes growing out of the ground. And as Hart enters the dream, he can tell that Stag's got has kind of some place that he knows he needs to go.
And Hart would call out to Stag. Just, I'm glad you're okay.
Stag. Tenderheart! And he just runs over to you and just picks you up in a big bear hug. Brother!
He just gives you, like, continues with the hug and eventually just like, oh, too hard.
Oh, sorry. Just, it's so good to see you again.
I didn't think I was going to see any of you all again. I'm glad that you're okay.
Yeah, what was all of that about?
I think he was trying to find family.
Huh. I get that.
And when normally Burning Star never comes out unless I ask for his assistance, but this time I don't think that he wanted to wait.
I get that.
And where are we? And he just as he's like looking around, he recognizes like, oh, I know where we are. I
know it looks bad now, but I mean, can't you smell the spring coming in the air? Without the winter,
it'll happen
finally,
soon.
without the winter, we can regrow.
Even with the winter. Burning Stars, ever since I met that really, like, the big lady, the one that was inside the cave who gave me some acorns, like, I've been helping, like, trees and things grow just by being around. And I think that when all of this is said and done, I'd like to try and come back here and do the same.
Well, I think I am going to be doing that a lot sooner. I think I have to. I think someone's a little impatient.
Yeah, I want to say behind Stag, there is that enormous, like, buck.
The buck that, like, almost looks like Stone Point, but at this point you can tell it's, like, definitely not Stone Point.
Yeah, there's something off about it. And as you look it in the face, an eye just opens up in the middle of its forehead.
Does the forest spirit have a name?
I don't know. What was the name of the forest you came from?
It was just the Glen. That's all we ever knew it as.
I mean, that's what we knew it as, but I'm sure it had a name.
And it's the Glen Guardian.
Okay.
This is Glen.
This is my good buddy Glenn.
That's That's not him.
No, I started to realize that recently. It was all really confusing. I mean, the fire and running and, everything that happened. I guess I just looked for comfort. But, I mean, he's a friend and family, essentially.
As you look up at it, there is like flipping through the pages of a book. He shifts between several different forms, that of your mother, that of Rosewind, that of Stone Point, even yourselves at one point or another. And then you see other members of your community until it settles back on its original form.
Mm-hmm.
And Hart will bow his head towards it and say, I'm sorry if I did this to you. And then he'll bring his head back up and he'll look towards Stag and say, when I was in the long dream, Dad was still out there. At least I think he was. He asked me to find him, but I don't know where to look.
Stag will reach out and put a hand on Hart's shoulder. Well, it sounds like you still have work to do. So I'll start looking for you. And then you can come and find me. And all of us.
Of course.
I don't know if I can even physically become what we were before. And I don't think I want to. I've learned so much from being with the hunters. And I think I've learned that I can be even more help by staying like this.
And Hart nods and says, you're a protector now. You're a guardian.
He has a big old grin.
Maybe not like Stone Point, but in your own way. You're stronger than... You're as strong as I wish I was.
He punches him on the shoulder. You'll get there, buddy. Look at your weak little noodly arms. You'll get strong.
Yeah. It's like a one small rubber hose animation moment because they're in a dream and anything's possible.
He says, probably, I think, with a lower strength score than you. It's fine. It's
Mine's a 9. What's yours?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
You do have higher stats than me, but mine's a 13.
Okay.
Anyway.
I think that you've earned that. You're not just my brother who fought off a troll. You're my brother who defeated a dragon made of metal. You're my brother who helped save the North from the cold. You're guardian now.
And I got more work to do.
So find Stone Point and let him know that you have earned your name.
Are you changing his name to Guardian?
Either Grove Guardian, yeah.
Yeah. Glen Guardian.
Glen Guardian.
Glen.
First name Glenn, last name Guardian.
That's the kind of bullshit that I'm on board for. That's terrible and great.
Glen Guardian, attorney at law. Have you or family been injured by a forest fire? Contact Glen Guardian. He can help.
It's like your intro Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney person that you're defendant.
Oh, I can't take anything seriously. I'm sorry, but yes.
No. And then
Babe, I love you.
Yeah.
No offense, but get the fuck out of my game.
Yeah, Hart's just gonna give you a big hug,
Yeah.
and say, Kuori knows magic. When all of this is done, I'll have her reach out and contact you and find out where you are, and I'll come to you.
Good. Be better. It'll also be nice to see all of them too. Bring all the other ones too. They're all friends.
I'll be sure to.
Thanks, brother. A big ol' hug. And I guess you guys kind of like wake up we both wake up in a nice brotherly embrace.
I imagine like you just have like single arm over
yeah,
Hart.
single arm, drooling like kind of all
into
over
my
the place.
Ew. Oh,
Wet
God.
Willie. No, sorry.
As the two of you embrace in the dream, there is a flump sound. Not the creature, but like a plump of snow falling off of a branch. The telltale sign of the first melt. And you hear it again. Flump and flump. And that's where you fade out of the dream, with the first sounds of spring on the way.
I feel like they still wake up before everyone else too.
And then you wake up drooling in your brother's ear, sure.
Oh, well, best be hitting the old dusty trail.
And Hart will he'll give you an acorn from the Sylvanas tree.
He accepts it so graciously, but then also like looks at you like like he wants to, but he also looks at you like, do you have any cookies?
Mm-hmm. And Hart will give you the full 10.
Yes.
Aww.
I've got a long journey.
I know you do. But you'll get to where you're going as soon as you need to. I'll
Does
miss you,
Glenn
brother.
stick around oh, sorry.
Yeah, Glenn will stick around for Lydia and Kuori to wake up and give some goodbyes.
He's keeping those cookies though, and that kobold. Which
Oh
is
yeah,
still
oh yeah.
strapped to his chest.
Still got a kobold.
Yeah, that was part of the
that's-
that was part of the snuggle. Like
Yeah.
The kobold just between them.
it's a
I'm
really
dead,
awkward
never
middle
sleeps.
spoon. Yeah.
This is gonna be
The most coveted
amazing-
position.
I'm gonna love putting this NPC in a future game. A druid with antlers and a kobold companion that is also a zombie.
Who's strapped to his chest for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Hi there, my name's Glenn Guardian, and this is little cutie. Sorry.
No, that's all my fault. Any parting shots from Lydia and Kuori?
Kuori is going to give Troll Stagger a big hug, like one of those where you kind of lift someone off their feet.
Yeah, I love it when it happens to me.
Uppies.
And just when she puts him down, kind of like ruffles his hair and says, "Don't be a stranger. Come visit.
Right back at you.
We're family now."
And family means Ohana.
And Ohana means family.
I'm sorry. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so this is actually just Glenn / Trollstagger, how he normally. I'm gonna change his name. Anyway.
Fucking like I slap my husband awake. I fill him with caffeine. I say, "Go get him, champ." And he's all like, "Okay."
I think that Lydia will just sort of like give Glenn a little pat, and just sort of say,
Well, thank you so much for all your help and for looking out after my brother when I wasn't there. I hope that we see each other again, but if we do not, safe travels and good health.
And
Of course.
like Lydia will just sort of like give your little hand a little kiss, and you see that it's got some like silvery magic, and you feel as if you may have advantage on any future your next initiative roll as you go off on your journey.
You all are so kind and good friends. And I want you all to have a nice day.
You have a nice day too, Glenn.
Yeah, Hart will tell you to have a nice day as well as you
Yeah.
walk away.
And scene.
As Glenn crests over the snowdrift, we see briefly for a moment this golden stag walking next to him, who looks back with 3 eerie eyes, and then lowers its head and just sort of like guides him forward with its antlers. And then we see him go. Iskra wakes with a start and sort of shakes the snow off of her feathers and like pokes her head down to check on you, like her head like upside down, peeking under her belly.
Just gives her like good like under chin scratchies. Yeah.
Her face has like a kind of like a blue scaly spot like right between her eyes, sort of like a turkey.
When Hart kind of takes in things, he will notice that Kuori's eyes, even though they were like already white, they seem almost a milky, translucent white, like ice. And whenever she talks, there's this kind of like fog of breath. It's cold breath that comes from her mouth.
Hart is concerned, but I don't think that he would necessarily like. He would ask if you're all right.
Good. Better now that you're back.
And he gives you like a. It's not a strong smile, because he is still worried about you. But there's like this sense that it's just like, that's just deflecting. Like, and he says, it was the long dream, but I'm glad I'm awake now.
She's gonna give both Lydia and Hart just a big hug and pull them into a big hug.
Yeah, I think that we just group hug it out, and I feel like so much tension has lifted from Lydia's muscles, seeing Hart and like talk, like hearing Hart's voice, and she was big worried that it was not going to be a reappearance of Hart, and it was just going to be Burning Star for the rest of our time together. So it's just sort of, you feel the tension sort of leave Lydia's muscles as you guys are in a big hug.
But when the hug ends, she'll just look to Stag and say, "We have a new family member. This is Iskra." And points to the giant bird.
Oh, hello. Please don't eat me or my friends.
Eagle screech that shakes the ground.
Hart like cowers a little bit.
That means she likes you.
Thank you. That noise is usually attributed to trying to eat.
Looks to Iskra.
She is giving him the look that like a falcon does when it's trying to like, you know, get the depth perception correct on a mouse that's in front of it.
No, Iskra, these are friends.
She turns her head to you instead. And Kuori, as you're like talking Iskra down and, you know, like teaching her like these are friends, not food. Lydia, with this this burden finally lifted off of your back, I imagine you start to get ready to leave. And as you reach into your pack, something round and about about the size of someone's head and very smooth like glass actually like pops out of your pack and rolls across the snow, and you hear, "Ah, hello there! Remember me? Professor Scant! I've been stolen!"
Oh,
And then that weasel comes popping out of your pack and runs over to the ball and like begins rolling the orb back towards your pack, and it's like, "Oh, here we go. All right. I guess I'm going back into the pack. See you later."
oh, no, it's okay. And I'll just like pet the weasel and give it some like ration from my bag and just, I love you.
Looks at you confused.
I will pick up our professor friend. Well, hello.
Hello.
Sorry about the miscommunication there, and I hope that while being in a pack is not necessarily enjoyable, at least it was safe for you.
Oh, it's okay. Whenever I go into a pack, I just kind of pretend like I don't exist.
Oh,
It's almost like sleeping, but I'm not necessarily able to sleep. It's more of a liminal space that's between sleeping and waking.
Disassociation.
do you enjoy that time? Like, do you enjoy a little bit of alone time in that sort of way, or do you prefer
Oh,
to be
sure,
out?
just for a little while, though. Sometimes it's for a very long time. Anyway,
So correct me if I'm wrong, but our friend, badass Mrs. Claus, needs the Professor Orb still, or did we just need the Professor Orb to get to the Codicil of White?
oh, well, I mean, I am a Professor Orb, and I have several levels of expertise in certain things. I know a thing or two about brewing Elverquist.
What?
Hey,
Elverquist! Oh, it's a type of elven wine.
might be good for the inn, Kuori,
Oh,
when all
yeah.
of this is said and done.
Yeah.
Yay,
Uh,
I can be useful!
Oh, you're
Um,
very useful, Professor Scant. We appreciate you very much.
Well, Professor Scant, I would just like you to relax for a little bit. We're gonna just have a little powwow about what our game plan is, and then we'll see, if you don't mind, if there's anything you can help us with.
Okay. Well, if you have any questions about the history of Netheril, or the rituals surrounding making, bottling, and drinking Elverquist, I've got a lot of information on that. I do know a few other things, but they never
Those are
come up.
like the most interesting ones. Yeah.
Hart leans, like, crouches down so he is at eye level with this orb, and just, hello, Professor Scant? And then he, like, looks towards Lydia, like, is that the name?
Oh, yeah, I'm like holding the ball for you so you don't have to bend quite as much.
Do you
Just
know?
holding it up over her head.
Ooh, you sound different, which is to say you're actually speaking.
I have a question, and I was wondering if maybe you could possibly answer it for me.
Well, that's the only reason I exist.
Do you know how to make Ma's pie?
Who's Ma?
Do you know how to make pies? Cookies?
Like fucking like there's a
Rolodex.
yeah, like three like lights appear on the front of him, then they go back and forth like brrrt, 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 brrrt. And he's like, unfortunately, nobody told me how to do that.
No,
But if you told me, I would remember for later.
What we could do, Hart,
Hart
it's
like
half-
looks at you like,
is have Professor Scant have a little chat with some of the local bakers. Get some information on how to bake certain things.
and Hart is giving, like, he's doing the, like, is for me.
It's for you.
You'll still have to get the ingredients and actually make it yourself, but you'll have a handy how-to guide. Professor Scant can walk us through how to make it.
Unfortunately, baking is outside of my expertise. I could remember how to do it if you told me. But I do know Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Loros.
Loros?
Loros is the language that the Netherese spoke.
Ah.
It's actually very interesting. It's got a Draconic script, but, like, it's the proto-version of Elvish.
Huh.
So if you know Elvish and you heard someone speaking Loros, for example, and then he says something in Loros, does anybody here speak Elvish? Maybe the elf?
Elf.
Hart. He says, I don't know how to bake, but I'll do my best.
He doesn't know how to bake, but he's gonna do his best. And Hart like nods like, yes, I have understood this.
That is what the most we can ask from you, Professor Scant. Now, question. Did not professor. Did Villain tell you what she wanted to get out of the glacier of this Netherese city is?
I believe she's looking for Yithrin, the city of Netheril. Underneath the Rheged Glacier, yes.
Yes, okay.
Do you know how to get there?
I have some knowledge. I know that it fell down in the middle of the Rheged Glacier and was at some point covered up. There is some suspicion that Oral was involved with that.
Well, Oral
but
is not
I know
here.
more about the history of Netheril than this particular spot.
Right.
Basically everything that has been written down, I know.
Oh.
But nobody's been
okay.
inside of the Rheged Glacier in years.
Well, we have the codicil, so hey.
We still have the codicil, right? We didn't give it. No.
Yeah, no, we told her that if we die, she can come get it.
No,
Speaking
as
of which,
we said that, I think that Lydia's gonna like trifle through her bags just to make sure.
I believe you had put it on Hart to negate his vulnerability to cold.
Yes.
Speaking of, Hart, you are no longer vulnerable to cold.
Hooray!
And
Must be the
Kuori,
money.
we have made a couple of adjustments to your gift from Oral.
I think my gift now is just that I'm immune to cold, right?
Yes, you're immune to cold, and you have the ability to do I think it's frost fingers once per day.
Yes.
It's basically burning hands, but with ice.
Yeah, okay.
And we've added the qualifier that it has to be below a certain temperature. I'd say it has to be below freezing where you're at in order for you to have the immunity to cold. Otherwise, you thaw out and become vulnerable again. Which is to say, like, the normal amount of vulnerability that everybody has, not vulnerability in the mechanical sense.
I become
So
normal.
if we're fighting outside, the cold doesn't bother you. But if we're fighting in the pub, it could potentially bother you.
Yeah, that'd be a little chilly, but you know.
A jalapeno.
Yes.
A little chilly.
A little chilly. It's fine.
A little chilly. Okay. So, what is your plan moving forward?
We shall go to this Rheged Glacier then.
Yes.
All right.
We need to. Totally, the 100% only reason for going is to get our kobolds back.
No.
Yes. No. We need to go to
There's the sunstone thing that we
Yes.
need to get while we're there.
Mhm.
And then once we get that, then we can take it to the 10 towns, and then we can melt all the snow, and then everyone can have gardens.
Good.
Yeah.
Except Dugan's Hole.
No, that Dugan's hole is
doesn't
gone.
exist anymore.
Yeah,
Dugan's
that's why they
hole
don't get a
got
garden.
Destroyed.
Now
Okay.
it's just a hole.
That got
So-
destroyed.
Now it is just a hole. Which is to say a crater. Are you guys going to hop up on the eagle and head out?
Yes.
Let's rock and roll.
I imagine this is frightening for Hart.
Yes,
It's
it
okay.
is. About as frightening as riding on the back of a whale underwater. In his mind, bipeds were not meant to soar this high. No creature is meant to fly at such speeds that this rock is doing. And I imagine like, it's like a motorcycle kind of thing, right? Where it's like the person on the back who is not accustomed to motorcycle versus the person riding it. Like Hart is just like death hugging Kuori's back. And like head against your back and just like you can hear him just like like he's not having a good time. But then like once he calms down and like they're riding on the thermal again and he can actually like look around, he'll be having a good time. But like that initial start is just, boy howdy, he's not having fun. I'm having a blast. He's not. There's a difference.
I would like the three of you to give me perception checks as you make your way towards the glacier.
I am too distracted with a natural one.
Okay.
I'm just enjoying my spending quality time with Iskra.
Hey, guess what? You ain't the only one who got a nat 1. I am terrified of being in the sky.
Holy shit.
Lydia, it's all up to you.
No pressure or nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perception, you said?
Yes, please.
That's a total of 8.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
I was like, did you also get it?
As you're traveling around, every now and then look down at the ground. It's a lot of white with a few bits of like rock or vegetation sticking out. Every now and then you do see like a moving darkness on the ground, and it becomes clear that it is like a band of hunters, maybe one of the tribes that live up here next to the glacier. Yeah, just like you see the occasional wildlife or people traveling about, but nothing really sticks out to you.
Just as a note, sorry. Do you have the ability, remember when we were in battle and we were losing strength?
Yes.
I can't remember what my original strength score was because I know it's not 6.
It goes away on a long rest, I believe. Did you change it like? Oh, look at the layout. Your original strength is 12.
Okay, thank you. That's very smart. I am not.
Oh yeah.
Because those shadows changed her strength score.
Changed me too. That's why I was at 9.
Yeah, everybody reset your strength scores. Having had a nice sleepy sleep.
Big nap.
Yep.
Big nappy naps.
All right. You get closer and closer to this burning blue star, and it becomes clear that it is occupying the same plane of existence. It is hovering a good distance above the glacier. And the rock does just fly directly towards it. And once you get within about a few miles, to the point where you're close enough to see like it is occupying like the same space in the air as you, it like creates a beam of light directly up into the sky and directly down into the glacier. And then you see that white light just traveling down that beam like a dewdrop on a spider's web, until it finally descends directly into the ice of the glacier, just phasing through it like a ghost. And you can see that light descending through the ice of the glacier until it finds it just generally disappears, but it finds a place somewhere deep within to reside.
Well, looks like we have a nice pinpoint of where we need to go.
Yep.
In my dream last night, well, the first one, there was a spot where it was two ends of ice meeting, and it looked like there was something flowing in it. And then when it broke, it was blood. But I think that we need to find a place where the ice meets. And that's where we might find Oral.
That makes sense.
Or at least something
I-
with blood. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of things that bleed up here.
Yeah,
Are there?
I mean, we all
I
bleed.
do.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Well, my job's to try and keep the bleeding down to a minimum.
I mean, the bleeding's, it's just internal bleeding, so that's where the blood's supposed to be inside.
Mhm.
It's fine.
Iskra begins to descend in wide, lazy circles, just kind of taking a slow spiral towards the ground.
Do we see, like, are we anywhere near, like, the water at all? Or is this very much inland?
You're a good ways inland, yes.
Okay. I was just going to see if we could see or hear.
The
And
Rheged
could
Glacier is basically just this enormous, like, shelf of ice that, like, starts at the ground, like, at ground level, and then goes up hundreds of feet. And then it, like, creates, like, this plateau. And, like, just for, like, you were flying above it, like, for miles beyond, it just extends ever onward as this just enormous body of ice. Basically a new land all to itself.
That's a lot of ice.
That's seems like a cool place.
Yeah, probably a little too cool for my liking.
Probably a little chilly.
All right, well, we need to be as prepared as we can be. Eyes open and minds sharp. Everyone had a snack. Everyone
Cookies.
good on water. Okay. Well, let's do this, I guess. Do we see any openings or anything as to...
We have to land in front of it because we need to read off the Code of White to open the glacier.
As you land, you find that there is this immense glistening wall of blue ice standing before you. It seems impenetrable. However, you notice that there's a lighter colored stripe that nearly bisects the wall at one point. And as you get closer, you realize it is a frozen waterfall.
Do we enter behind the waterfall? I always have to check behind the waterfall.
I mean, there was that one time, Hart, I'm going to borrow this book. She'll kind of look through his bag that he didn't even know he had this book.
No, you did not realize.
Yeah.
Like, you see, I would say, like, there's, like, the small book that you gave him that he had just been writing heart, 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 over and over and over again, and then it's the codicil, like, right next to it.
So, 1, 2, okay. I'm trying to see which stanzas I have to read. So, Kuori will stand in front of this bisected wall of the frozen waterfall and kind of squat down so that everyone can read from the book. And she will begin. I'm not going to do it in her accent because it's too hard for me. I'm too tired. We bow to she who wears the crown. Let the world shiver with dread. Clad in winter's whitest gown, her snow enshrouds the dead. Her fury sheds but frozen tears as gray clouds issue forth. Her wind across the wasted sheers brings blizzards from the north.
And Lydia will place her hand over Kuori's on the book and continue reading.
Ice-kissed flowers caught mid-bloom, beauty kept in all its grace. Summer's gone to its silent tune, stilling in her cold embrace. All the world in winter's white, sheathed in sleep and ice, set upon never-ending night, she conjures paradise.
And Hart will put his hand on top of Lydia and Kuori's. He can't read, but he closes his eyes, and from deep within, he says, "Behold her everlasting rhyme. See how it covers all. Weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. Sovereign of summer's lost, general of winter's war, long live the queen of cold and frost. May she reign forevermore."
As the last words of the poem are spoken, a rumbling sound comes from deep within the glacier. The noise reaches a crescendo as the great wall of ice parts. Through the crack, you can see an opening that leads inside. And that's where we're going to leave off for our break.
Yay! We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Before we go to break, Tyler, thank you so much for joining us. I miss my brother.
Thank you for having me.
I miss my brother already. Of course, it was always a pleasure. You're more than welcome on the channel at any time, any place. Just give me the word. We'll figure it out. But we're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we did it. Hello, everybody. We have returned. We have a 3-person layout now, of course, with Danae as our lovely DM. We have just read a poem. Danae, take us away.
Did anybody find that poem familiar?
Yes, it's what you've been reading at the beginning of sessions.
Yeah. And now we'll never read it again.
What?
All right. I'm sending... Oh, you know what? My files are too powerful. I remember that now. I was going to send you guys a map so that you can see what I'm looking at. Yeah. Why not? Let's dungeon crawl the Caves of Hunger. We've got time. This will be fun. Okay. I'm sending this to you for now. Okay. You're going to be entering through H1. And here we go, into the glacier. So, as you enter, there comes a point where the walls narrow enough that you can tell that your rock friend is not going to be able to follow you in here. And so Iskra kind of like peers at you through that hole, and then you feel the wind as she takes off and begins to fly overhead. And as you enter into this area, you can see that the walls are all made out of ice, as it is in fact a glacier. And like as you're walking through here, you can hear strange echoes kind of like bouncing off of the walls of this ice. Any perception checks that require hearing will actually have advantage in here because of the echo.
Just at sort of first glance, do we see or hear any creatures, any life of any kind? Lydia will reach out with her telepathy as well.
Sure.
So that's a 30-foot range, anything of intelligence 3 or higher.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Is this with advantage or not?
Yes. Advantage for listening.
Oh, good on the advantage. That's a 23 total.
That's very good. Anything with an intelligence higher than 3, you say?
Correct.
And what is the range on that?
I think let me double check here. Features and traits.
It's like 60 or 90, yeah?
It is 60 feet.
All right. You get a few blips.
Okay. Can I tell what language they're thinking in?
Like listening to like just like how do you call it?
Surface thoughts.
Surface
Mhm.
thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds elvish.
Ah, Lydia remembers that there's a language that sounds elvish that they speak here. So Lydia does not speak elvish, but do they sound panicked or like just calm?
Honestly, it just sounds like weird muttering and whispering, maybe chanting. It's fairly constant.
And this was with her like psychic hearing or just regular ears? Oh, okay.
She's using telepathy
Gotcha. Okay.
to reach out and find minds to pry.
So I think that Lydia will just explain that she's heard a few blips that appear to be speaking either Elvish or the language that Professor Orb explained about. And that we should probably just proceed with caution. Try to be as quiet as we can.
I will try my best.
I know. Lydia will kind of like tap Kuori and just give her guidance. Just with that, I know.
Amazing. All right. Give me. Are you going to be proceeding quietly?
Yes.
Then give me a group stealth check.
Oh, before proceeding quietly, second level spell slot. Get that all pass without trace.
Yay!
Yeah.
Love a good pass without a trace. Also, it's dark in here. So if Lydia needs to share her dark vision with Kuori, now is the time to do that.
She will definitely do that. And again, you'll see like the silvery wisps around Kuori's new eyes that shine just a little hint brighter after Lydia's done. So that's a 17 from Lydia.
With the plus 10? Okay.
Not bad.
26.
Not right, though.
Wait, no, I have disadvantage.
Yeah.
26. The other one was a 19, so
Okay, great.
I rolled a 16 and a 19. So
What did we
26.
get from Hart?
A 30.
Oh boy.
He's on a secret mission. Doing a secret plot.
All right. You guys creep forward. You come to a 30-foot high cavern, and in its center are the remains of a wooden ship hull resting on the floor.
Okay, so there's the hull of the ship. Presumably, I guess it was on the seas when all of this was frozen.
It's not very large. It's about like the length of a rowboat, I guess. I was trying to say a longboat, but that's like Vikings. Like a rowboat essentially. And as you approach it, it actually does have like a few like strange additions to it.
Oh.
Strange additions. Like fourth?
But
I'm gonna take a long, slow sip from that too.
That's all I've ever wanted. So can we what kind of strange additions are on this thing, or do we need to? I could roll a perception check.
You could.
Okay.
Just some those of you who were at the Netherese Spire.
9.
You can recognize Netherese make.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
All right.
Let me double check. You said what? No, that's correct.
Those of you who were at the Netherese Spire, where you met Dazan, and went on an adventure with your good friend Roberta, that spire was broken off and stuck upside down into the snow. But you've been in a Netherese environment, you can recognize Netherese craftsmanship when you see it.
Yeah. Okay, I thought we had to roll. Do we have to roll for it?
Nah.
But, okay. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. So
if you want to search the wreckage, that's an option that's available to you.
She'll kind of give it a once over, see if there's anything loose or anything that seems to imply that it still has cargo in it or anything like that.
Sure. You kind of like circle around it and peer into it. And you can see that there are actually a few skeletons scattered amongst its interior.
Okay.
And as you get closer, you realize none of them have heads.
Oh. A lot of people got decapitated.
Well, that's
So-
not good.
No, usually you do need to have a head to be alive, so.
Okay, so
There is one of them that is clutching a cube of some sort to its chest.
May I take this cube?
we have a
you-
sphere.
Wait.
Might as well add a cube.
Before we grab random things that we're finding around, do you think Professor Orb would know anything about these?
Professor Scant.
Bag.
Yeah.
Hello! He says
Hello.
loudly, it echoes through the chambers.
Okay. Maybe speak a little quieter.
Oh, okay. I can try.
Okay. We're in the glacier. We're in the city,
Oh.
I believe. Can you see? Or just
well,
hear?
in a manner of speaking, I have some optical receptors of some sort, and man alive! That's a Netherese sky couch! Oh, I've always wanted to ride on one! Oh, pity it's no longer in one piece.
No. But we did find this one person clutching this cube. Would you happen to know? Like, Lydia, may I
Of course. Here you go.
just place Professor Scant closer to the cube?
It is like as you approach, like, and like there's like a little bit of a glow coming off of Professor Scant. So like a blue light kind of like casts ghastly shadows across these skeletons. You can see that there is a like the dial of a combination lock on the front of it, as this is revealed to be a safe. And you can see that there are numbers from 1 to 50 written in a draconic script.
More numbers, more math.
I'm so
Oh,
tired.
All right. No, don't worry. I can translate this language. This one says 1. This one says 2. That one's 3.
What does that one say?
Oh, that's 4.
What about that one?
That one's 50.
And that one?
29.
Like, Hart is just like, wow, like starry-eyed.
I love this.
This goes on for as long as you allow.
No, I think we understand now what it is, Professor
idea.
Scant.
It's a number
yes.
box.
I believe it's a
is.
safe.
And what's more, it's a safe.
Oh, yes.
You're both
love-
right.
I love Professor Scant so much. I'm going to here. I'm going to pass you back to Lydia. Here you go, Lydia.
Thank you.
Oh, here I go. Don't drop me.
Oh.
I won't.
I'm so
and
tired.
it-
Everything's making me laugh right now.
like Lydia's just got Professor Scant. She's like holding the orb just above her hand muff warmer where her weasel and gun are.
Stop storing things with your gun, Lydia.
Hey, you know what? That
Yeah?
weasel knows what it's doing with the gun. Okay, it hands
And-
it to me. It's very useful.
And the day it decides that you're not feeding it right anymore.
Then I will deserve anything that I get if I'm not feeding my precious bean enough. You just see her take some rations out and you put it in the hand
in
muff.
the hand muff. Kuori will hand back Professor Scant to Lydia and grab the cube. Safe thing.
Okay.
Terrasac.
As you go to pick it up, you find that it is actually quite heavy, and it feels heavier than like its size, like sort of indicates. It's about 200 pounds.
Oh shit!
Holy moly.
This bitch is heavy. That's what Kuori says. She will take it and put it on the ground.
Do we know how to open it?
I have no idea.
Maybe the code is in the guy's pockets.
And Lydia will just like tuck the professor orb under one arm and like start going through this one headless person's pockets for any scraps of paper or anything like that.
Okay.
There she goes, desecrating a dead body.
Listen, this is my thing. It's fine. Not the desecration. I just mean like the dead bodies thing. You know, my boss lady handles all that. So you know, I feel like I'm oddly qualified.
You go sort of rifling around through these skeletons' pockets and such, and from underneath your arm, Professor Scant says, "Well, you see, these are usually opened with a combination, which is 3 numbers in a sequence. Try 000.
I swear to God, if the next suggestion is 001, we're gonna be here a while.
Go on, I'll wait."
Hart tries. Which one's 0 again?
The one at the top.
Okay. And he like spins it, and he just keeps going, and then he leaves it and just. Is this one 0?
Oh, it didn't work. Okay, try 001.
It's just.
Hart just keeps spinning in the same direction.
It's a fidget toy for him now. Like he's loving this.
I hope there's not a limited number of tries we can get before it explodes or something.
He stops immediately. Like looks back at you, Lydia, and you just like
deer in the headlights look.
I'm just saying we have to be careful with it. We don't know. Professor, do you know if there's a limited number of tries?
Oh, this doesn't look like it's magical in any way. I don't see any
perfect.
arcane runes on it, unless it's been hidden.
The unless is the part that scares me there, Professor.
Can I hit it with my sword?
I mean, you could try. I feel like that's a good way to dull a good sword.
That is true. I would have to. The shotgun it again. Does it look like it has like an obvious door or like opening to it?
Yeah.
Hinge.
It's like basically like your typical like high school locker where like
okay.
You put in the code and then you use the dial as a handle to pull it open.
Okay.
Are any of you here adept at lock picking?
No.
I have tinkerer's tools, which I sometimes use to open locks.
Well, that could work at a pinch.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
And you'll see her, Lydia's like rifling through her bag, pulls out her tinkering tools,
Puts on these teeny tiny little glasses that balance just on the edge of her nose, and goes up to the like little hinge with her tools.
That's adorable. Give me a dexterity check.
Da, 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 da.
That's not 18.
18's not bad.
not for
Does
me.
anybody have anything that can get her to squeak out a little bit more?
Yeah, guidance.
Thank you, Hart.
Roll me a
Plus
guidance.
4, so that's
yeah.
22.
So like as you like sit down, you start using your tinker's tools to try and I want to say that the way that you are cracking this safe is by like listening to the tumblers inside, and you explain to Hart what you're doing as you do so, and like kind of like as you're distracted teaching Hart how to do this, you almost miss a particular tumbler, and Hart's little deer ears just like move forward a little bit, like, and when you see his ears like tip like that, you're all like, oh, he heard something I didn't, and then you like turn it just a little bit further, and then it locks into place, and you opened it up.
Kuori,
Inside?
we did it.
Inside, you find a bag.
I didn't do anything.
Does the bag appear to be dry? Is it intact? Is it tattered at all?
Does it have
it-
a discernible face on it?
Is it
Um,
bleeding or
Is it-
goop?
no, there's no blood or anything.
What's in the bag?
It's got I want to say Netherese designs on it. It's black with a silver threading, and just sort of like a flip top sort of. It's got a strap. It's like a merce.
It's a
man
satchel.
purse. Yeah, it's one of them guys. And the flap that goes over the top has like these really intricate silver thread designs on it.
In the back of her mind, Corey's like, please let it be another side crystal. Please let it be another side crystal.
It's from the
Lifting it,
Netherese fall design.
Lifting it up out of the out of this safe, it does have some weight to it, like there's something inside.
You want me to pick it up?
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to open this flap away from you guys just in case.
Lydia like covers her ears and closes her eyes.
You flip it open, look inside.
Yeah.
It appears to just be a dark hole that just goes on forever.
Give me a second. I'm going to. Is there like debris here?
But there's several bodies.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take a
Skeletons.
bone.
The
Okay.
okay.
It's fine.
Like
I'm
an
gonna
old
take-
femur.
Yeah, like an old femur, something maybe something a little more humorous.
Ah!
Ah,
And I'm going to stick half of it into the bag.
you start to push that bone into the bag, and it just keeps on going.
Okay. If I take it out, is the bone still intact?
Yep, still good.
Okay. Do I, with my knowledge of magic, do I get the feeling that this is a bag of holding?
It has the same properties as a bag of holding. It's acting very similar.
Can I turn it inside out?
Okay.
Turning it inside out would eject anything that's inside of it. I
was just
believe.
trying to remember whether or not that would like implode the universe or anything. You pull it inside out, like you reach in, and like your arm goes all the way down, and like it does like the magician thing where.
Oh, I kind of just kind of. I assume like
to.
she would just
Shake
kind of
it.
put it like on the bottom and just.
Oh, like just tip it upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, I never think of doing it that way. Yeah, you just flip it inside out, and a number of things fall out. 4 amethysts. Banker, get ready. 4 amethysts that are worth 100 gold pieces each. In fact, I think I'll put these into the chat.
Okay. I was about to type it into our Discord.
A ring made out of a dark crystalline substance, with a ram carved into it, the face of a ram. That's it.
Would we recognize the dark crystalline substance as Chardolin?
You would.
Ooh. I think that like Lydia's helping pick up these gems that are just falling because she's normally the
Gem girl.
the treasurer of this little fan club, and she like sees the Chardolin ring and uses one of her tinkering tools to like pick it up and just hold it over to Kuori.
Okay. She will pick it up with a glove. I do not have anything to identify this.
That's fine. I just know that Charlene means I'm gonna give it to you. I don't trust
That's
it.
fair. I appreciate that.
Maybe we could put it back in the bag.
I will put it back in the bag.
And then you just sort of see Lydia take her pack, which is like the size of her, because it's one of those like hiker's backpacks with the bedroll rolled up at the top. And she's just gonna kind of look at Kuori and just be like, so can we put stuff in that bag? What do you
Yes.
think? Excellent. And you see Lydia just like climbs full on into her duffel bag and starts like throwing everything that she never uses out of her bag and squishes and rolls the backpack until it's like a small little backpack, like one of those little schoolgirl backpacks that barely can't even fit a binder type deal. And everything else she just hands to Kuori.
Just dump it all in there.
Okay. This must have been very important if it was in the safe.
Well, these bags are very difficult to come by.
I'm
I
assuming
know of
it-
them, but I've never had one.
Yes, that's true. I'm assuming it might have to do a little bit more with the contents.
The ring?
Yeah. The thing.
Rings are often more important than we think they are.
Yes, that is true.
Would Professor Scant recognize the ring?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
We have a little information ball. Let's ask it literally everything. Just, you know this? You know this?
Hello.
Lydia will just be like holding it with her tinkerer tool again, like
Yeah.
dangling the ring in front of the professor, or just like, do you know this? This is familiar.
Give me a Arcana check at advantage.
We can double do that. I get like +7 to Arcana.
Oh, well, never mind. We'll do it right next time.
Wait, it should be something else. I haven't rolled yet. They're in my hand.
Oh yeah, just roll it flat, and then you get a +9.
Oh.
Oh, instead of +7?
Well, you get 9, including your own intelligence modifier.
Oh,
It's basically pass without a trace -1.
beautiful,
knowledge.
beautiful. So that would be 27.
That's pretty dang good. The two of you are able to agree that this is almost certainly magical. There's no reason why it wouldn't. There's no reason why they would put it away like this if it wasn't. And you are going to have to attune to it to know exactly what it does. But you are certain that it is magic. And as far as Charlene goes, you don't necessarily know what kind of magic has been imbued into it. You both agree that it's going to take you more time to decide exactly like what the nature of the magic is, and whether or not it would be harmful to you long term.
I could always put it on and see if I'm cursed or not.
I think that would
I'm
be
joking.
ill-advised.
It's a joke. I will not do that. Quite smart.
I mean, I don't mind wearing it.
No, you're
think-
not going to wear
I
it.
think rams are wonderful animals.
Yes, but you have a gun,
Aw.
so if it ends up being a curse, I'm going to have to watch my back a lot, specifically because you're on my back a lot.
This is a fair point. This is a fair point.
And it does take a whole hour to attune to something anyway. All right. Having looted
Yeah.
this wreck, there are a couple of different directions you could go.
I will give the bag to Lydia to carry. So she is the treasurer.
Is this more like a satchel type deal?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Lydia is now rocking like a schoolgirl-sized backpack and a satchel for magical components, a regular satchel that's the bag of holding, and then a hand muff warmer with a weasel and a gun in it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take some of that?
Oh no, it's okay. They're all little bags. I'm well prepared.
Okay. There are a number of different directions that you could go from here. Directly to the south, there is a ledge that drops down about 20 feet.
Bless you.
Sorry, I was sneezing. Thank you, dear. And then off to the right, there is a slope that goes steadily downward. It's a little bit slippery. You might have to be careful going down that way. And then behind you, there are a couple of other caverns that sort of meander off into a couple of different directions.
Where are we currently?
You're in H2.
H2. Okay. Well, I guess pick a side, everyone, whoever wants to.
Well, I think we could probably move carefully down the slippery slope.
Okay. 1 second.
Moon careful.
Or if it's slippy,
Lydia's gonna take
It's very slippy.
she's gonna take a pebble that she finds. Is there like pebbles nearby? It's a cave. I assume there's some sort of rocks. Because if so, she wants to roll it down to see the incline of the slippiness. Does it roll? Okay, interesting.
so. I have
No,
a
what are
thought.
you rolling? I'm sorry.
Just literally a little pebble down
Oh.
the incline to see.
Yeah, it just goes
Little pebble.
bat,
Okay.
clatters, and you can hear it echoing.
Hey guys, I have an idea, and this might be a little fun.
Lydia reaches into the bag of holding, pulls out her bedroll, unravels it, sits on it, and starts sliding down the slope.
Whee!
Yeah.
Lydia goes. All right, no check for this. You just do it.
Yay!
You slide to the bottom, and you're all like, "What fun!" You come into a room that is about a 10-foot high cave of ice. There are some frost-covered blocks of stone that jut from the floor, and perched atop the largest stone is an emaciated kobold with glowing red eyes. It turns around, looks at you, and just bears these elongated fangs, much longer than you've ever seen on a kobold, and it hisses at you, just and it scampers away.
Oh, sorry to scare you.
You can hear it skittering off into the distance.
Kuori will go down with her. We'll just slide on her butt.
Yeah, Kuori, you slide in and get there just in time to watch the tail end of this thing
Well,
skitter
what was
away from
that?
Lydia will use her telepathy to say, "We are friends. Need food?" Question mark. To this kobold as it's running away.
you. You're like trying to communicate with it.
Mhm.
You hear food, food, food,
Oh no.
food,
You activated them.
food.
From the same one, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it's just over and over again.
Yes, food, come here. And Lydia will pull out like one of her rations and like lay it out on the floor of the cave for the kobold.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, okay. I will persuade you with food. My persuasion's pretty good. It's not bad. 19.
You put some rations on the floor. And you can hear the pitter-patter of its little feet coming back through the darkness. And you see these crocodilian eyes peek around the corner. And like they're just glowing red orbs, like little coals in the darkness. And you can audibly hear it sniff, 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 sniff. And then it goes, and it turns around and skitters away.
Okay, well, beggars can't be choosers, and we were trying to be nice, but okay, whatever, fine.
And Lydia will be great. Lydia says all of this out loud, not telepathically, and puts the ration back in her bag.
I was
I
worried
think
about
they want
him.
something more fresh.
I know, but I was just worried about him alerting the others maybe to our presence. And
Where
I
was Professor
mean-
Scant during all of this?
Lydia's been having him like tucked under her arm. Like,
Oh, well, in that case. Oh, well, it's no wonder he didn't want the food. Vampires only want to have blood.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah, vampires. They're one of my expertise.
I was gonna say it's vampires don't want blood, and then you just hear a tumble, 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 tumble of Hart who had tried sledding down the slope and just like,
Thud, 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 thud.
yeah.
Precious bean. Okay, sorry, so there are vampires here? That was a vampire kobold?
Oh, there's at least one.
Oh,
Lydia like instinctively pulls up her fur shoulder to pads to like cover her throat a little bit more.
great. Vampires. Sure.
Well, do we find anything else in this room?
Not in this room.
Okay. And is there another path out of here?
Yes.
Okay.
There's the direction that he scampered away.
Maybe we should probably
we
quietly
should
follow him.
let's quietly follow, yes.
Okay. Somehow I lost track of this. Hit this button. Hit that button, and now we're back in the Caves of Hunger. Hello, and welcome.
Now I know why they're called the Caves of Hunger.
You ain't seen nothing yet. All right.
Like that.
You enter into this next room, and it's got a 40-foot high roof that is coated with sparkling icicles. The floor of this room is strewn with the frost-covered blocks of stone and a toppled pillar. Embedded in the east wall is a glittering stone tower that appears to have crashed through the ceiling long ago. The exposed wall is cracked and has a few small holes in it, but is otherwise intact. Professor Scant, underneath Lydia's arm, seems to get excited by the look of this tower wall, and says, "Oh, well, that tower appears to be of Netherese construction. Oh, well, if it weren't for the cracks and holes, then the stone would be smooth as glass, shaped by wizardly magic."
That's really cool.
Lydia will just like have a moment where she's looking in awe and kind of just hand Kuori Professor Scant for a moment and then
Okay.
just kind of go quietly but not like whisperingly talk to Hart and just be like, Hart,
Mm-hmm.
You said that you dreamt that the ice was like filled with blood.
Mm-hmm. But only the
Okay.
parts where it's connected. There was something that was like flowing through it, and then there was like it cracked and cracked and cracked, and then it started leaking, and I thought it was water, like if it was melting on the inside, but then the water was it was blood.
Do you think that could have anything to do with the vampires?
What's a vampire?
Vampires are creatures that have to survive by drinking the blood of other creatures, and they tend to not be good, and they're undead, which my boss lady very much
Oh.
doesn't like.
So undead hunter.
Yeah,
Okay.
but specifically, they don't eat flesh or meat; they just drink blood.
That seems wasteful. Disrespectful even.
It's not the best, but I don't know, something about the ice and blood and vampires and
Maybe
all seems to be tie together.
If we find an ice that starts at the top and then goes all the way to the bottom, we can find where the vampires are. Because that's what was in my dream, but... Or maybe we'll find them in the ice? If they only drink the blood, do you...
find them?
If they only need the blood, do you think that's why the people in the other room were missing their heads? As, like, a cold one for the boys?
They just wanted to crack a couple cold ones with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hey, the cold ones just wanted to crack open a couple boys.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is me holding Professor Scant, by the way.
That's a very
Okay.
interesting way of describing vampires, but you're not far from the truth.
Oh yeah, Professor Scant knows about them. I'm sure he can give us a lesson. It's good to understand so that you know what to be careful of.
Oh, yes. And for the record, some vampires will eat meat, so long as it's full of blood.
That makes
Oh.
sense. Maybe they like the texture.
It has to be very fresh.
Well,
Lovely.
do you think, Professor Scant, that... Were there a lot of vampires in Netherese?
Oh, no. No, not at all. No.
So this is something that happened kind of maybe after everything
If I were
happened.
to guess, yeah. I mean, if there are vampires down here, they're probably very starved.
Oh, that's
mean-
not good. We're kind of full of fresh blood.
I can see how that would be a
Walking
problem.
Snacks.
Slowly turning into Maybell. I don't know what I'm doing. We started talking about vampires, and I'm slowly going into
The
Curtis
mists
Strahd.
curl around us.
Oh, Miss Kuori! You have to look out for Strahd!
You have to look out for my wife.
Come out here, Strahd, you fucking idiot. You owe me $5. I'm fucking dork.
The crossover you never thought we would get.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible, honestly. You're in a room with a pillar on the ground. There's a wall over there that goes into a tower. Who I think Professor Scant actually draws his attention back at that tower, and he says, "You know, if I remember correctly, these sorts of towers were intended for Netherese spellcasters to come into and regain some of their spent magic more quickly."
Oh.
Oh.
Despite the extensive damage, I'd venture to guess that this tower would still work.
Yeah, Hart will sidle on up to the opening of the tower and like kind of
Make
peek
me a
in.
dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
Oh, God.
As you cross the room.
Oh, natural 20.
Your elven ears prick backwards as you hear a little clink from above, as a icicle detaches from the ceiling and nearly crashes into your head. You dart to the side, and it smashes on the ground next to you.
He'll like look up and see if it fell on its own or if there's like a little red-eyed kobold with a small hacksaw being like, yeah.
I mean, it's not a kobold, but like you look up and like at first all you see is just more like clinking and rattling like icicles, and then you see one of them move, and it tips a little bit sideways, and you see that it's actually the head of an ice mephit, and it grins wickedly at you. And the rest of you looking up at the ceiling, you can see that there are a number of more ice mephits that are moving about the icicles.
Kuori like takes out, I think, just for funsies, takes out her longbow and says, "Not these fuckers again."
Hart's gonna just say, if we get into the tower, they won't be able to drop ice on us.
Can we all fit in the tower at once, though?
I don't know.
I should clarify, there's no door into the tower. It's just a wall with cracks and holes in it.
Yeah.
So
Is there a hole big enough to swizzle on in?
they're probably about as big as a quarter.
No.
But you do have a Kuori with you. And she could probably bust through that wall like it was paper mache.
You feeling like
Oh.
Kool-Aid?
Oh, do we need to? Okay, just give me a second. Here, hold the professor, please.
Yep.
Okay.
Can Hart hold him?
Yeah. Here you go, Hart.
Just like small conversation. Like, what does that
Yeah.
say? What does that
Okay.
say?
Hello.
Corey's gonna step a few feet back from the wall and just kind of rub her hands and get take her shield, put it in front of her, and just run into the wall.
Sure. Lydia and Kuori both give me dexterity checks as you cross the room. Or rather, dexterity saving throws.
That's better if it's a saving throw.
17.
17's good.
The dexterity saving throw. 14.
14 is also good. The both of you dodge the icicles that are loosed upon you. You hear frustrated ice mephit sounds from behind you, and Kuori, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
18.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
There is a crumbling sound as you burst through this stone wall. Loading. Loading. Okay. Yeah. You punch a hole through the tower's outer wall. And the three of you are able to duck inside. The ice mephits seem unwilling to follow you. In here, you find on the floor the skeleton of, well, another skeleton.
the skeleton of a person.
Yes. He is wearing some robes and has a silver pendant around his neck. That's a 4-pointed star.
Professor Scott.
Hello.
What are vampires weak to?
Oh, there's a number of different things that vampires are weak to. That'd be running water, stake to the chest,
Fire?
holy water,
Oh.
radiant damage, sunlight. Oh, sunlight is a really big thing.
Okay.
Also, Corey, I find that when you light things on fire, they tend not to like it.
Yes, I mean it's the same thing. Kind of goes for the stake through the heart. I feel
Right,
like many
thank
things
you.
would die if you like kind of just stab it through the heart. That's kind of like the most vital organ of you.
Most vampires are unable to enter a residence without an invitation from one of the occupants.
Well, we are a little far from home, so I don't think that will help us. Per se.
I will pick up this pendant and kind of and ask Professor Scant about it.
Ah. Well, that's a holy symbol for the goddess Mistral.
What could you tell us about Mistral? Do you know anything about Mistral?
She's the goddess of magic. Kind of a big deal when it comes to the Netherese.
I mean, I would assume so. Yeah, that would make sense.
And as you're talking with Professor Scant about this, there is the sound of liquid hitting the floor.
Is it the liquid of the red variety?
I'm gonna have to say yes. I think that Hart is the person who notices this. You hear a dripping sound, and you turn and look, and you can see that there is like a little red spot on the floor, and then there's another little plap, and then like there's a second red spot that lands next to it.
Also, not to be that guy, but Mistral is no longer the deity of magic. She died a negative 339 DR and was replaced by Mistra.
Well, you interrupted me before I got to that part.
Professor Scant, he would know better.
He's in the middle of explaining that.
Obviously.
And then you saw red liquid hit the ground.
Yeah. Hart will go investigate.
You just walk up to it.
Yeah.
Poke at it.
Sneaky. See where it's dripping from. Is it coming from
Oh.
is it inside the ice?
Are you looking at the liquid on the ground, or are you trying to
Look up, see where it's coming from.
Okay, you look up, and Professor Scant has moved on from talking about vampires and is now busy waxing poetically about Mistral and what happened to her and how she's no longer the goddess of magic because of that terrible thing that happened to her and made all of the Netherese cities fall. I totally know about that.
Whoops.
Damn it.
Sorry, Karsus.
Hart, you look up into the darkness, and with your dark vision, you see the vague outline of something clinging to the wall in a spider-like fashion. And you see gleaming from the darkness a row of canid teeth that these lips are pulled back from, and there is a dripping coming from the mouth of this creature. There are bright red eyes glaring down at you, and like when you make eye contact with it, there's a sound that emanates from above, like
Oh god, that was creepy.
Hart just looks back towards the group. Vampire? Question.
Hart, I need you to make me a save.
Of what sort?
It's a good question.
Is it against being charmed? Or magically put to sleep?
That's also a good question. Sorry, I have a lot of tabs open right now. No.
Okay.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
Haha! That's a 6.
Oh boy. Hart. You feel a sickness turn your stomach. You are poisoned.
Injected with the poison.
As that cackle fills the tower, I need everybody to roll me initiative.
16.
16 for Hart,
3 for Lydia.
3 for Lydia,
13.
13 for Kuori, and is in it. All right, Hart, you're at the top of the round.
Hart is he feel yucky. He don't like it. And I feel like he instinctively wants to say Burning Star, but there's a part of him that's scared that if he says it, he's gonna go into a long dream again. So instead he is going to close his eyes and tighten his grip on his staff, and he's going to take a deep breath in and says very quietly to himself, "Guardian, lend me your strength." And he exhales. And when he does, it is a hot steam, and he is going to cast Fire Shield onto himself.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then he's gonna just fucking skedaddle on back to his friends. Fuck this noise.
Yep, just backpedal towards your friends. That's not a bad idea. That cackle grows louder from above. I need everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Is this against magic?
No.
Dang it. Dirty 20.
17.
Okay. Yeah.
5.
Kuori, you're frightened.
Oh, no.
Wait, aren't you a fighter? Do you
Yes.
have Indomitable yet?
Ooh, do I? Blip, 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 blip. Fighter,
When
proficient
does
fighter.
Indomitable will become a thing?
I think it's like, I can't remember if it's like 10th level.
I feel like it's got to be early because doesn't Gwen have Indomitable?
I think so. I can't remember. I'm checking.
Yeah, I don't have Indomitable. Yeah.
Okay.
I think might be at 10th level.
Gotcha. All right. You was scared.
I is scared.
Indomitable is
Oh, no.
9th.
9th.
The
I'm
next
at 8th level.
We're at 8th level.
This creature begins to reach out with eerily human-like claws as it crawls down this wall and starts making its way towards you. You can see that its entire face is slick with blood, and its body is coated in this spotted fur. And as it cackles at you, and like enters into like a frame of vision that you are, he steps into the light. You can see him. You recognize the form of a gnoll. However, its teeth are unnaturally long. Lydia, it's your turn.
Oh.
Same hat.
Same hat. Sorry, I was typing something in chat. Or just typed the exact same thing. A regular Knoll.
Irregular Knoll.
I think that Lydia is going to see this and remember how much she spent the last battle playing catch up. So she's going to use her bonus action to summon Spiritual Weapon at 3rd level, just above the knoll. And so it's going to roll an attack.
Okay.
Which is a natural 20. So
Yeah.
for a total of 27.
Okay, that'll hit.
And since I cast it at 3rd level, I get 1d8 extra damage, so that makes it 2d8 plus 4 of radiant damage. That's 4, 10, 14 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
As these silver daggers with feather ends stab this knoll.
Owie, do not like.
And that was my bonus action. So as my action, I will whistle to my weasel and grab my gun and shoot it at the knoll.
Okay.
There's a weasel just like, what?
Yeah. Like it throws me the gun and I catch it in my hand.
He's your setter. I've watched Haikyuu now. I know volleyball terms.
There's like a Sailor Moon style like transformation sequence where at one point the weasel hops up into the air and tosses the gun at you, and then you snatch it out,
grab it, and
pose.
just, yeah.
Oh, if it was Sailor Moon, the weasel would turn into the gun.
The gun.
Yeah.
Pew, pew,
So
pew.
this one is less likely to hit. 14 total.
14's not gonna hit.
Dang it, so just pew. goes off to the side.
Ricochets off of the
nice.
wall.
It is a laser pistol, so it would melt any ice that it comes across.
Sure.
So you know.
You are inside a tower right now.
Oh, this is true. But yeah, that's Lydia's turn.
Okay. Kuori, you're frightened.
I'm scared.
When one is frightened, so long as the object of your fright is within view, you attack at disadvantage, and you cannot move any closer to the object of your fright, I believe.
Okay. Well, since it is at disadvantage, I'm going to let's see, what is this? What kind of damage is this? Of course. I'm going to say fuck it and cast magic missile at this bitch in the face at 2nd level. So it's 3 darts. 1 second. So it's 4 force damage. It is 3 darts. Do you want me to roll every dart separately?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that this is a point of contention with people, like whether or not you roll it once and then like add them all
Oh
together.
god, that was fucking shitty. So that's a total of 8 points of force damage.
Okay.
I rolled 2 1s on the last 2 ones.
All right. Still, magic missile is nothing to sneeze at, and it's a good idea to do when you're frightened. Anything else for you, my friend?
Can I repeat the saving throw?
That's a good question. Probably something we should bring up. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Yes.
Cool.
So it's a wisdom save.
Okay, not you. You're going to Dice Joe. That is a sweet 3. I think for the first time, I think ever since Lydia has known her, and even since Hart met her, they see Kuori, and there's a look of absolute fear on her face.
Hart. 'Tis you.
Hart is going to use a cantrip called Thorn Whip. And he
Ever heard of it?
Have you heard of it? Maybe you've heard of this little ditty before. He is going to take out one of his acorns that he got from the Sylvanas tree, clutch it into his hand, and just extend out and try and or I think he would like put it against his staff that he has, and then like kind of whip it out almost like a staff attack, but like from the acorn, just this long vine kind of extends outward, wraps around the staff, and then shoots out. So it's more like a again, it's like a spear attack, but it's one of those like chain spears kind of thing, if that's a thing. So that's a 17 to hit. Or wait, no, I have disadvantage because I'm poisoned. Hold up. 16 to hit.
16's not gonna hit.
Cool laws.
It darts to the side, and your thorn whip whaps into the wall where it previously was, and takes a chunk out of the mortar.
And then Hart is just like looking around, like this thorn, the vine sort of like wraps back onto his staff.
Having taken damage from Lydia and Kuori, the magic, the spiritual weapon and the magic missiles, that tackling never stops throughout the fight. However, when those attacks hit it, the laughing raised in pitch and became more intense, and It lands on the ground next to you, and you can see it smiling manically at you, Hart. And for a moment, you think it's about to take a bite out of your leg, when suddenly it transforms into a misty form, and sweeps itself up into the air and begins to escape through the wall that it was perching on, just all these different mist vapors separating and pressing themselves through the holes in the wall. So that's its action and its move, and it gets to the other side of the wall and he's gone.
Hart is just like this fiery shield just sort of like rotating around him. He has his staff out like, what the fuck? What was that? Can all vampires do that? They can turn into mist?
Man alive!
What? Ah!
That wasn't just any vampire. I think that was to Kelly Lee.
Why does it have a name?
And with that, I think that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh, good. I'm excited.
It has a name.
Oh, if we see her again, do you think we could get an autograph?
No! All right, so with that, I would like to say thank you today for running this absolutely incredible game. Yes! I had a blast tonight. Thank you so much. But I always have a blast whenever you're on the channel and when any of these folks are on the channel. Danae, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, everybody. My name's Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. Speaking of which, I've just posted a lot of the backlog of all of the art that I've done for Kuori. I stopped posting art because it was all spoilers, and now all those things have happened. So go and take a look at Kuori being a spooky Shar person. She's not anymore. It's great. There's also masculine art of Kuori as well, and I'm really proud of that. So go and check it out. You can also go to @DanaeKeener on Twitter. I've got my Twitch schedule pinned there, so you can go there and see what I'm all up to. DanaeKeener.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan or Alice Vamp on the internet and Twitter. You can find me, like I said, on Twitter, posting lots of things. I'm currently trying to get back into finishing my commissions after 3 weeks of moving a lot while university started during my last semester. So it's been a lot. But you can also find me in many other games. Usually you can find me here on Thursday nights as well, playing Lilith, my vampire mobster. And you can find me Sunday mornings, exactly 12 hours before this game starts in EST times, over at Nexus the Hype Goblin, where I TM for our Nexus Adventures game, where I'm taking them through my homebrew world, and the world is getting a little creepy, not gonna lie. There may be some spungus and fours and that kind of make you go mad, and like little berries that give you psychedelic dreams about you killing something. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Other than that, I'm going to be in many other games. Just follow my Twitter if you want to keep updated. That's me.
Oh, hi, everybody. It's me, LizMac here on Twitch, or at LizMacD22 on the Twitter. If you want to see what I am up to, I have a fabulous link tree, which is in the Twitch chat right now. It's linktree/liz.mac. And I am also the community manager for Clever Play Studio. Our game Operation Tango is finally out on all current platforms. And we have some really big things in the works, which means I'm going to be very busy the next couple weeks. And Sunday nights when I get to be here with you guys are my saving grace, getting to play D&D with people I love.
and with amazing viewers like you all out there. So thank you so much for all of this, and I can't wait for next week.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/indooradventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where Anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. And the reason why I say that's free is because all those episodes are hosted for free. They're just on the Patreon. So, if you want to help us, help out the show, like help me pay for Zoom, Adobe, literally any of the services that we use to help upkeep the show, new adventures, that kind of thing. You can check us out at patreon.com/indooradventures. Patreon is sometimes will do a little bit better than Twitch in terms of, not having so many bots follow all of the time. So, hey, consider checking that out. It's a good time that we, like I said, are going to be heading into just now. So I would like to say once again, thank you to Danae for running this absolutely incredible game. And thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.